Thank you, Vice President Lightfoot, for being here. I'd like to acknowledge Cynthia's husband, Norman Sullivan, her pastor, Reverend James C. Simmons from Baber AME Church, who are here today. I would also like to acknowledge Chief Simmons for stepping in and doing an extraordinary job during tough times. I truly appreciate what you have done for the city of Rochester. I know that you're a great man of faith, but not only do I want to thank you, I want to thank your family for allowing you to do that during these times. I also want to thank the command staff and the team for keeping Rochester and our Rochester Police Department going during these times. Let's please give them a big round of applause. As everyone is well aware, a lot has happened in our city over the past few months. Much of it has not been good. Our community is hurting. Many of our citizens are in pain. But as mayor of this great city, I still believe in Rochester and our ability to come together, to work together for the future of our beloved community and its people. This morning, as I prepare to administer the oath of office to Chief Herriot-Sullivan, I believe this is an important step toward healing our community. It is an important step toward implementing the change we need to make sure the men and women of RPD are better prepared to serve and protect the citizens of Rochester. I truly believe that Chief Herriot-Sullivan is the very best person to lead the Rochester Police Department at this particular time. I am confident that she has the experience, the intelligence, the wisdom, most of all, the patience to make a real difference. Why? Because she's had a chance to sit on both sides of the table. She's done extensive work in areas such as compliance, diversity, inclusion, public safety, and the development of quality of life problem-solving strategies. As our new chief was born and raised here in the city of Rochester, she's familiar with the problems that our residents have to deal with on a daily basis. She knows that the city residents want what we all want: safer, more vibrant neighborhoods, good jobs, and better schools. The chance to watch their children grow into adulthood and to know that they'll be treated with dignity, fairness, justice, and respect. But she also knows law enforcement. She knows the dangers that our officers face when they put on a uniform and the precarious situations that they have to deal with on a daily basis. And at the end of the day, she knows that they all want to go home safely to their families. Because of who she is and her own unique experiences, I know that Chief Herriot-Sullivan has the skills to help build bridges between the police and the community. She will make sure that all voices are heard and will work hard to bring everybody to the table. And she'll do her very best to make sure that all citizens know that their opinions, their insights, their well-being, and that their lives really do matter. I want to take this moment to sincerely thank Cynthia for agreeing to take on the role of Chief of Police, particularly during these extremely tough times. She could have easily chosen to remain in another position, which I happen to know she enjoyed very much and was quite happy. But she could have remained comfortably retired from RPD with no worries about tackling the major issues facing our city, like the police, community relations, and the ongoing crime and violence that we currently have. She could have chosen to spend time with her family, her husband and daughter, her church family, and her friends, rather than sacrifice her free time for the countless extra work hours and middle-of-the-night phone calls that I am sure that she will be receiving, and with no doubt, and Mark knows about this, but she didn't choose her own self-comfort. She didn't choose the path of least resistance or what would keep her far away from any controversy or difficult decision-making. She chose, instead, with the blessing of her husband and her pastor, to serve where she was needed most. When I approached Cynthia about taking on this job, she was actually open to the idea. Well, not necessarily. She turned me down the first time. She took some time to think it over, and I called her again, and I said, I need your help. You have to do this. The Lord is leading me back to you. And she said, let me call my pastor. Let me talk to my husband and my family, and I'll give you a call back. She then accepted this position, knowing all the challenges that come with it, and I appreciate her for stepping up to the plate when this city needed her the most. That has a lot to do with her and the person that she is, and despite knowing all the things that she knows, she wanted to serve her city. We needed her to step up, and she answered the call. And for that, I want her to know that she has my respect, my admiration, my gratitude for the opportunity to work together with her on behalf of our citizens. Perhaps even more importantly, at least to me, is the fact that Cynthia Herriott-Sullivan is a woman of faith. Like me, she believes in the power of the power of God. She walks by faith, and she is centered in faith. And you know what the scriptures say. If you have faith like a grain of a mustard seed, then nothing will be impossible. And so as I administer this oath of office today, on this historic occasion, in the home of Susan B. Anthony and Frederick Douglass, I have the utmost faith that the woman standing beside me will do everything she can to not only improve the RPD, but improve our city as a whole. And so, Cynthia, will you join me? Raise your right hand. You want to hold the Bible? Come on this side. Yeah. You want to step up, Pastor Simmons? Come on, Pastor. I, Cynthia Herriott-Sullivan,
I, Cynthia Herriott-Sullivan,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New York,
of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the Office of Chief of Police
of the Office of Chief of Police
of the Rochester Police Department
of the Rochester Police Department
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations. Okay.
Oh, yeah, come on. Thank you. Mayor, I wasn't going to tell anybody. You asked me, and I said no. I was going to leave that part out, but it is true that as a person of faith, I wrestled with it. The pastor knows I called him, trying to get him to talk me out of it, and he just wasn't going to go there. But I do know that the selfish part of me had no problem saying, I don't think so. But the part that cares, a good friend once told me that if as a leader, you can't put your head down and turn your head away and go about your business. You have to do something. You're going to want to do something. So, here I am. I do want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank my family. They're watching live stream. Because if we all got together, we've kidded around about that. If we all get together, we're over Cuomo's limit restrictions. So, so they're watching via stream, and I want to thank them for their support. I want to thank my daughter. She's out of town, traveling for work, and couldn't be here. And so I hope to see her soon. But she says she's with me in spirit. Thanks again to my husband, Norm, for supporting me, my pastor. My Zeta sisters, thank you. They've been very supportive as well. And my church family, I got a lot of calls from folks wishing me well today, so I really appreciate that. But I also want to thank my noble friends from the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, because the truth is, they've been with me a long time. While I was still with the police department, gave me a lot of support, a lot of professional development, a lot of advice, and really all that's combined to make me who I am today. If one regret today, it's that my parents aren't here. Generally, for any piece where it involved the police department in my career, they were always here. Still got the picture of them standing behind me when I got sworn in as a lieutenant. So, in that sense, you got a few folks missing, but I certainly know they're smiling. I know Susan B. is cheering, and so this is a good day for me. It's going to be hard, but we're going to hit the ground running. Thanks to the command staff, many of you I knew from before I retired, so it's good to see you again. I'm happy to be working with you again. Looking forward to it. I am working on a 90-day plan. I expected to have it done by now, but I just stopped working at RHA yesterday at like 7:30, 7:45. And so here I am, so I got to kind of play a little bit of catch-up. But I do want to say this, for the community, my community friends out there, we've been partners, we'll continue to be partners. If you had any thoughts that I'm going to come up with this plan and that implement something and you're going to sit back and watch, you're sadly mistaken. This is a partnership. We're all going to work together to get it done. We rise and fall together. No finger pointing. If I got to own it, I'll own it, but I expect the same from everybody else. We're working together. We're not trying to hold somebody accountable for what specific act. We're trying to get the city righted so that we can move forward and have a sustainable process that we can make sure that the Rochester we all know can come up to its full potential, and that everybody feels that they have a say and can come to the table and they want to voice their concerns. So I try to practice having an open door. That may be a challenge for me for a little bit. I know I've got to meet with staff tomorrow and kind of get a sense of how to move forward, get my meeting set up. I do want to give a special thanks to Mark Simmons as well. Chief Simmons, he's always going to be chief to me. He's been my rock as I've been onboarding in this process, and so just a special thank you. You know my heart, and I just want you to know that I'll be there for you all too in the best way I can. So that's it from me. I'll be here for a bit. We'll have a chance to talk, but just know that I'm here for the duration. I'm committed, and I hope you all are committed too. So thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your confidence. Yep. Oh, that's right. Oops. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Mark. Good to see you. You too. All right. I know what's done. We can do hands here. Thanks, Mark. All right. Love you. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. I do want to acknowledge our Deputy Chief of the Fire Department, Teresa Everett, who's joined us here as well. So thank you all very much for coming. Have a great day. Time to get to work, Chief.